One of my favorite ways to seek adventure in my life was to be the physician on expeditions to remote parts of the world, such as the Himalayas in Nepal and Tibet, though I myself am not an ice climber. Because our groups were generally healthy and fit, most of my medical skills and supplies on those trips went to treating many of the people we ran into in the villages along the trail. Probably the most exciting and dangerous was a trip to the eastern Tibetan plateau to climb Mount Minyakanka, a nearly 25,000-foot mountain that had not been attempted since the 1930s, when a group of climbers from Harvard were thwarted in their climb by weather, civil war, and serious injuries on the very first day. Our group was given the first visas into Tibet in over 50 years. We took jeeps and trucks from Chengdu into the eastern Tibetan plateau and then walked for 5 more days to the Minyakanka base camp at about 14,000 feet. Along the way, we ran into a great many people who had not seen any outsiders, especially Westerners, for more than a generation. There was a wonderful experience to mingle with the local Tibetans who showed us great hospitality and generosity. Unfortunately, when we arrived at base camp, we learned that the very day before, there had been a terrible avalanche while the climbers were shuttling supplies above Camp 1 at about 21,000 feet. 4 of the best climbers in the group were roped together, and 1 man died on the spot, while the others were injured, 1 seriously. After burying the climber who died near the avalanche site, there was a 3-day ordeal of trying to get the wounded down from advanced base camp. We were then struck by a blizzard for another 3 days before we could try to escape. We had to walk out through waist-deep snow on a very arduous 4-day trek over high mountain passes, some above 16,000 feet, with 1 very badly injured member of the climbing party. I remember when I got home, several people asked me if I had fun, and all I could say was, no, we had an adventure.